You know, Susan, I really like your feet.
I don't get that whole foot thing.
Really?
No. So you've got a
Well, it's
foot
just-
fetish.
I might have a little bit of a foot fetish, yes.
Well, as you may have guessed, the show today is on fetishes because Steve Malcolm, my guest, would like to do a discussion on this. But for the most part, fetishes are not my thing. What do you think when you enter a relationship, if you have something you really like, when should you put this out there to them?
Well, in a perfect world, ideally, you'd be able to tell the person right off the bat.
You'd
that-
meet them on a fetish hotline.
Exactly.
Or
and that's,
online,
that's
right?
the first thing I was going to
Yeah.
say. Most places have fetish communities. Here in Vancouver, we have Sin City once a month, and you can meet all kinds of people from all walks of life. That's a surprising
Sin
thing.
City.
Sin
What is
City.
that? What is it?
It's a fetish community. They have a party once a month at different locations. And yeah, like I said, you meet people from all walks of life, which is a surprising thing.
Oh, yeah.
Your banker, your dentist, the doctor you go to, your coworker.
Well,
Sometimes they have specific
okay.
theme parties. They'll say leather or, you know, lace or whatever it happens to be for that time.
Have you been?
But I've been on a couple of occasions, yes. Yes.
There we go. What were you wearing?
I was wearing leather pants at the time. Yes.
And what else?
And,
He's.
not
I'm
a
gonna
whole
drill
lot.
him.
A
What else?
smile.
Oh, and no shirt, just leather pants.
I had a shirt, but the shirt came off very, very quickly. You network. It's a great networking community because you have to realize that while, as you say, lots of people have these kinks that they want to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are very closed about it, and especially when they've been in a relationship, they don't know how to introduce it, so they just kind of hold it in.
Or
And
they hide it and go somewhere else with
exactly, and unfortunately, that usually leads to
Yeah.
a split. Whereas if they could find a way to introduce it into the relationship, like that we're trying to discuss today, then they might realize that hey, their partner's also into that, and they would actually build a
that.
stronger
Yeah, so
relationship.
it's probably great to talk about it right away.
Absolutely,
Now-
because everybody's like-minded, and they're all there for the same
Okay.
reason. There's a lot of respect there.
Okay, but is there a lot of sex that goes on in these other rooms? Like, why would you go there just to dress up? I would think
To
that you're-
meet people that think the same way you think,
Okay,
and
but-
to basically give yourself the okay to be the way you are.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sometimes in our community,
Yes.
you're a certain way,
Yeah.
and you feel that like you're different, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
You go here
Okay.
and you get acceptance. That's where I'm looking for.
Ah,
is
okay,
acceptance.
I like that. No, but you don't think it's always sexual based, though? That at the end of the
Absolutely
day,
not.
you want to
There's-
have that sexual
there's-
fulfillment?
There's always sexual tension, but the thing with fetishes in particular is that it doesn't always involve intercourse. It actually quite often doesn't involve intercourse, and yet you still have that sexual fulfillment.
Okay.
Like people that have the foot fetish, literally, that's
Yeah.
their fetish.
But-
that to them is far more fulfilling than
So when
actual
you
intercourse.
okay, so when, I know, believe me, I've met a few of them. I don't get the whole
The
foot
important
thing.
thing to remember though is that fetishes for most people are a very strong sexual
Yeah, desire.
desire.
Yes.
Desire.
Yeah, that's the
As-
difference
as
between
opposed-
fantasy and
Exactly.
fetish. Okay, so
exactly.
there you go. I'm glad
So
you brought that
that's
up.
why it's important to bring this out in your relationship, discuss it, and decide if you can be compatible with it. Because unfortunately, if you're,
Yeah, it's a pretty big
they're
thing if you're not.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing, and if it's not met, you'll find your release somewhere else,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you get that. Split.
So there you go. I think a lot of relationships that end up splitting up due to sexual reasons, it's either because you're not doing it enough, or there might be something that you're not talking about that needs to be addressed. So if your partner doesn't know what needs to be addressed, then your relationship's going to end due to it. So make sure you're honest about your fetishes. If they're really different and really unique and not that everyday person can adapt to this kind of thing, you might want to seek out something like what we're
Exactly.
talking about here.
Since
Go online and
Online
find some
is
stuff.
big.
So.
Lots of community.
Thanks,
online.
Steve, for bringing up a wonderful topic. And yes, here, take my foot.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We're out. Bye.